If you've clicked on this video, I'm guessing you're in one of two possible camps. The first, I'm new to this whole defense contracting world, and is there anything to these rumors that DBA insurance might cost a pretty penny? Or two, I've been at this a little while and, I'd like to see if there's any other options out there. And if you're honest with yourself and you're saying, what is DBA insurance? Hop on over to our first video where we talk about all of the details surrounding what it actually is and protects you from. So how much will my DBA insurance policy actually cost me? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Insurance companies are obviously in the business of making a profit, and for them to do that, they have to price risks, you the client, and what it is that you're actually doing accordingly, so that they take into account what the potential is for you to need their services. DBA insurance actually presents several challenges to insurance companies when it comes to providing you a price for what it is that you may need. For instance, lack of information, lack of actual claims in the world. There's also not as many losses historically for insurance companies to aggregate together, and regions and geopolitics and things can change in the world. Before I explain what you can expect to pay for this, if you'll allow me just a moment to nerd out just a touch and tell you how these companies actually produce a premium based on all the factors that we just discussed. Promise I'll keep it light, it'll be quick, and we'll give you some good direction here by the end of the video. Number one is payroll, and that really shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. If you have a business that's paying employees over an annual period of time, say $100,000, you might have to pay X amount of dollars in workers' compensation insurance. Conversely, if that same company then grows their business and they're paying $500,000 in payroll to employees, you can imagine that the workers' comp policy is going to increase in price. So if you're a very seasoned contractor, you've been doing this a while and you've been sending employees all over the world, you are in full awareness that the amount of payroll that you have will dictate greatly what it is that you'll ultimately end up paying for the DBA insurance policy. Number two is actually the type of work that your employee is doing in country. If you have a linguist that's traveling in and around Syria, that's going to be measurably more expensive than, say, a computer technician at an embassy in Germany. Along with the actual work that's being done by your employee, how are they moving and commuting in the country? Do they have to take public transportation? Do they rely on a third country national to move them about? All of these factors help determine how much the insurance company will need to charge for the risk that you are presenting to them. So if your employee is relying on the protective escort of a bodyguard transporting them across the desert to a secret base, you catch my drift. That really leads me to point number three in how these companies rate insurance policies, and that's going to be the geographic region in which your employee is actually traveling. Now, they've really broken down the world into three very basic categories: Iraq, Afghanistan, the Middle East and Latin America, and then the rest of the world. My best advice is to pick a region of the world where you think you are most likely to send the majority of your employees, even if it's all over the map, so to speak. Pick an area that you feel most confident in or most likely that you will visit in the coming year. Keep in mind, as it pertains to where the work is being done, geopolitics, civil unrest, war-torn areas, the world can change in an instant. You don't need me to tell you that. And so the insurance companies will respond. At the time that this video is taken, the world is in one static position, but tomorrow it may be completely different. So it's always best to check with us as to which areas of the world are going to be rated as more dangerous or less dangerous, depending on where you're traveling. So getting back to the two groups of people that we talked about in the beginning of this video, if you're a brand new subcontractor, going to sort of start small and scale from there, you need to be aware of something called the minimum premium. If you're traveling to, say, Iraq, Afghanistan, you can probably expect to pay no less than about $10,000 per year for your DBA policy. I've seen this as low as $2,500, but again, that would be a very specific mission with a very small number of people traveling maybe once throughout the course of a year. Again, the very bottom of the barrel would be $2,500 all the way up to a minimum premium of about $10,000. And of course, If you're a much more robust or seasoned contractor, you are probably very used to premiums much higher than these. So where do you start if you wanted to price out what your DBA insurance policy is going to cost? That is where the fine folks here at Callahan & Rice Insurance can actually be of great assistance to you. As an independent insurance broker, we have relationships with the top 2 insurance providers that offer DBA insurance in the United States. These relationships allow us to have very frank conversations with our underwriters, which allows us to make sure that they're not overestimating or underestimating what it is that you're actually going to be doing as per the terms of the contract. So if you're ready to take the next step, there is a link in the description below and potentially linked in this video where you can simply hit that and one of our agents will reach out to you to complete the submission process. The world is an amazing place. We take tremendous pleasure in helping you navigate and understand what it is the DBA insurance policy can do. From all of us at Callahan & Rice Insurance, thanks for watching.